Well, hi there, Amber.
Hi there,
It has been quite some time since we have
Tim. Done a catch up.
done a catch up. I guess is that what we call this? A catch up?
No, because every time somebody says catch up, I think of the condiment. So,
Yes.
but yeah, it's been a minute since we have, I guess, let everybody know what's going on. And I guess first things first is
Um. Well, one, I know you don't like this word, but it has been busy.
it has been chaotic and we have
Yeah.
occupied our time well. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we have an awesome video series that we're recording right now. It'll be quite some time before it actually makes it out, but we have so yeah, we are doing a automation project
Mm-hmm.
from concept to reality. I don't even know what we're calling this, but yeah, how do you take an idea, or even better, how do you take a problem and come up with a solution? We got the mechanical part built before last class.
It went really smooth.
Yeah, and now we're recording the panel build,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's a lot of recording. And I mean, it does. It takes. I think on this one, it's taken like 10 times longer to do everything.
Well, there was a lot. We have a lot of working pieces, and there is a lot to showcase because we when we put the item together, it was like an IKEA drawing, but better directions, better instructions, better fits, better.
Man, yeah.
So we really wanted to highlight that how easy each little thing that this company thought of to give to us. So
Yeah, and it was, and that's the part I really am excited about. I can say that, you know, it's really easy to look back and be like, yeah, why did we ever do it that way? But I can honestly tell you, I will probably never decide to build something like that. Again, I will have, well, in this case, it was framing tech. And you're going to learn about them soon anyway. And they do aluminum extrusions, and they cut it and all that. But I mean, you can take your idea to them and literally all the part. I mean, I even brought tools though, because I'm sure we'll have to do some cutting. We're going to have to do, you know, some things to fit up, and I mean every single piece of that fit
every little thing,
exactly.
uh, numbering it, their drawings corresponded with the nuts and bolts and screws and the bags were labeled. I mean,
Mhm.
this was like these are my people
Yeah.
because that's what I do. I label every little thing, and so
I mean,
it
and when we
was
were done, we had zero parts.
zero.
I mean, like they didn't. There was. I mean, they had
There
it
was no
down
breakdown.
to the
Mhm.
nut and bolt. Jeff Kyper, good to have you in the house. And yeah, if you're out there, go ahead and say hi in the chat. Michael, if you're out there, yeah, I had to have Michael work on my PC setup from Finland. I don't know what I'll do if he decides to be on like the moon colony or somewhere where I can't have instant WhatsApp access to him. But yeah, I have a warning. My current stream's bit rate is 2725.39 kbps, and that's lower than the recommended. We recommend you use 6800. Yeah, I don't know what any of that means, but yeah, I have that issue still apparently.
Who else is in the
I
chat?
got Ricardo. Oh, let me get this zoomed out here. Where is that
Because
zoom? That way
I
we.
can't see.
Oh well, and I'm not that much better. There we go. Ricardo, I'm glad you like our videos, and yeah, we're actually we're not taking any new videos right now because it is. We'll probably this has been involved, but
Mhm.
it's gonna be a lot of great content because really.
Who just joined us. We're talking about our recent video project automation build, all the things. And so we're talking about it was framing tech, and they did a very good job, and we had no leftover parts. So that's what we are discussing now.
Yes, and so next we're building a control panel, and that may be I believe that will be one of the best control panels as far as learning about smart manufacturing and learning about working with third party devices because, it really, and when we were coming up, they really people would be like, no, I only want brand A, and they get upset if you put brand B in. But in the global economy we're in now, you're going to end up with that. So it has Allen Bradley parts, so it's in a tall enclosure. It has Siemens parts. It has Banner parts. It has Fortress parts. I mean, I can't even. The list could continue to go on and on. And
Mm-hmm.
um
And we
and
haven't built a control panel in like a year.
yes, because we closed our panel shop last June. And so, yeah, we had to dig all the tools back out. And it's like, oh, yeah, I think I remember how to do all this. See, Miguel, thanks for the content. I work in manufacturing industry as a machine operator. Highly interesting controls. Well, outstanding. We have a connected components workbench course that is really good to help you get started because mainly you can use the free software. And there is a simulator in there. That way you can kind of start playing around and decide if it's something you really want to get into. Yeah,
What else can we talk? Let's see. Work.
yeah. I mean, classes are
Wow.
busy right now.
Yep. It is. We have gotten to the point where we are very irresistible.
She is the irresistible part, but we have. I mean, really, we're booking in October right now,
Yep.
which is outstanding.
And it's really good. I love well, I love the Mondays because then Fridays are you can see those aha moments. I know I keep saying that, but it's definitely makes you feel good as an instructor thinking, oh, okay, they get what I say. So
Well, and just they all end up. They end up. There's so much camaraderie in there. And I don't know if you could do it much larger, but they all end up exchanging numbers. They keep it, I talked to some of them, and they're like, yeah, we've been keeping in touch.
and they help each other out solving problems. I mean, that's really if we're really getting down to the nuts and bolts of why we decided to do training like this, it's for this collaboration. For the guy that's working in the oil field to talk to the guy that's working at the flour mill.
Mm-hmm.
And they can collab on problem solving. And that was really our intentions, helping you become a better technician. But also, we've got to have collaboration in order for this industry to thrive. And right now, we're getting there.
Mm-hmm. So, on a personal note, I see you have your lucky bowling shirt on,
I do.
and you can't quite see, but it says "Splits Happen." And yes, and told where
Is in first place. So we were in 23rd place
talk about a comeback.
at the beginning of the year. And yes, we made a comeback. And I have my last game tonight. And then next week is we call it a roll off, but it's like a bowling tournament. And then the week after that, which is my birthday, we have our league banquet, which is so fun because everybody brings a lot of good food and we just bowl on each other's lanes and we have a good time and it's really good fellowship. I love fellowship. And we've gotten, so speaking of fellowship, we've gotten really back involved with Rotary with
Mm-hmm.
our local clubs in our district. And I have missed them. I took a 2 year break and coming back is been very nice and it's just a reminder that doggone it, we are the good in the world and it's really nice to serve others.
Folks, and I actually ended up on a golf course. Now, you have no idea what an accomplishment that is. I have not been on a golf course in 3 decades, and I left it and swore I would never come back. And no, I did not swing a club, but I had a really good time. We did a fundraiser called Putts for Paws, and it was for the local humane society. And really, it was a good group of folks just going out there having a good time, raising money for a good cause.
I had and we just had our district conference and Tim and I were on the team for that. It was successful, went really well. I had for my club because believe it or not, y'all, we're in different clubs. Not because we can't be in the same club or we don't like each other. It's because of the schedules of the kids. Now I can't use that excuse next year because that'll be another life update. But first, let's go back to my fundraiser was beads and bling. It's a Mardi Gras thing. This was our 3rd year in a row. Again, successful. Raised a lot of money for two causes in our area, and that was West End Center in Kamoyo, which is a Ghana-based civic organization. So it was really just makes you feel good. And
It's a great event and some seriously good food. No, I didn't have to actually do any work at that one, so
yes,
I get to sit back and just enjoy that one, and that is good.
Rotary Club member and very good friend, and also small business owner who just opened up his new location. Very stressful. David Todd is our chef, and he does an incredible job. That was his background, and he is a really good cook. We go to his Christmas parties just for the food. Sorry, David. What another life update?
Well,
We
I was
just
getting ready
don't.
to say, guys, I need to buy 3 cars by August.
We
Hey,
should be
and
here last
well,
year.
because mine's on the fritz. I mean, it's a control issue, and I'm like, man, I probably should be able to dig in there and figure this out, but for something on that car somewhere, that's pretty much what even when I took the mechanic, they said the whole 5 volt powering all the sensors on the car is blanking out and then kicking right back. So I mean, I'm sure it's something either breaking or something, chassis flexing. I've got a cut wire somewhere, but they're like, yeah, it's going to cost more money than this car's worth to try to find this wire. So I need a new car, and Wendell just got her learner's permit, and then Michael will be back from Finland in June, which I guess is the next life update after that.
Yeah.
Is
And so you need a car, and because they have two different schedules, we'll need two cars. And they will both have their license when Michael comes back. We did not, like I've had to do a lot of reflection. I think I loved it when we went to our nephew's wedding in Miami, and my brother-in-law was like, we didn't really think about it because everybody was doing life updates, and Wendell was like, yeah, I get my learners when I get back. And he said, oh, so you'll have two driving when Michael comes home. And I mean, the look of terror we gave each other, I was just like, oh my. We had just finished year end budgets. I was like, oh my God, we didn't even
yeah.
have more extra classes.
Anthony Lincoln, hello to you. Go Holty. Hi, Tim Inner. How are you doing? Hope you're doing. Yeah, we are doing great. Yeah, we're just kind of because really it has, and I know Amber really hates the word busy, but that's all I can call it. Is that we have not had time to really sit down and just
Breathe.
yeah,
Yeah, it's been
yeah,
chaotic. I see, instead of saying busy, I say, oh, we are chaotic and our time is very occupied, which it is. I'm not
yeah.
lying. It is busy, but we are getting quite a lot done.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, so he says, I've been working in automation since April of 2023 at Nestle in Brazil. Your videos have helped me a lot. Well, I'm
Well,
glad to hear
thank
that. And you're
you.
you're coming up on your 1 year anniversary. So what all have you learned so far? What all you working on? At R, got some claps coming out of R. Rusty Gabriel, thanks for the videos. They have bailed me out on several occasions. Well, I'm glad. And that really does. I do appreciate when you guys say that, because sometimes I do put out videos and there's no response. It's like,
Put out
huh,
the
were they good or were they just
when you
terrible?
started doing videos, it was to help everybody out of a jam at that 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning witching hour, which we used to get the phone calls for.
Yeah.
But because of your videos, it's really just helping people get out of that issue, whereas they would be sitting there scratching their head until the morning shift came in.
Yeah. Sapash, thank you for your helpful videos. You are welcome. Jeff Kyper, I'm putting Megan in an F-250. Plenty of metal around her for a new driver. The only thing is, man, when she hits something with that F-250, it's going to destroy that other car.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that.
Carlos, is it possible these days for an individual to open a panel building shop out of the garage? What is required to get out there and do it, in your guys' opinion? Tips on how to get started.
Just do it.
So we started in this very room right here. This room, I mean, you want to talk about never mind a garage. This was a woodshed that we didn't even have a way to drive to. So I mean, like you had to roll, not like roll like tumble, but like strap the control panels onto a two-wheeler and take the control panels down the hill to the driveway. And yeah, but the big pieces of advice I would give is one, start getting drawings from people, and studying and seeing how they do it. Look at every panel you can. Look online where people are bragging about control panels. And then when you're ready to start, go talk to the local control panel shops in the area.
Mm.
And a lot of them will have, work that is less desirable. And when you're starting out, less desirable work to them is probably desirable to you.
Right.
But make friends with them. There's always, they may be busy. It may not be a fit. There's lots of ways that all of a sudden, if you're the person that, I mean, don't get me wrong, there is competition, but I mean, if they see you as a competent competitor, I guess, then they'll pass the work on to you, and that can be really important. So Anthony Lincoln, oh, the videos are always good and helpful. Glad to hear that. The whole deal. My last project, I worked. Gosh, why is YouTube giving us this? Guys, I have this emoji in the way. And will somebody throw something in the chat? Because yeah, I can sit here and put 100%.
All PLC 5 of entire line.
Yeah, we have to guess on part of the words of what people say.
We're also PLC 5 of entire line for control.
I have no idea.
I don't
On the
either.
last project. Well, anyway, you worked on PLC 5 line for. I'm guessing you were changing a PLC 5 line over to control logic. Those are fun. And they can be challenging too. I never forget I did one and it had a data. Yeah, I think I can't remember if it was data highway or remote IO. And that thing had worked without any issues. And we went and we changed it out to a control logics and that network would not run. And we put the PLC 5 back in, it picked up and it was working fine. And come to find out, nobody had ever put the terminating resistors on the data highway network. And apparently the PLC 5 will run without them. The control logics wouldn't run without them. Let's see. Sagas of the season straight. Hey, I like that. I can look you up. I like that. I like your oh, I can't look it up from here. Yeah, I like your name there. But yeah, hi to you. Very creative name there. Arturo, greetings, Tim and Amber. I am in Costa Rica and have followed many of your advice. I infinitely appreciate your videos. We appreciate you watching them, man. That kind comment. Let's see. Jeff Kyper, jump in and go for yeah. Yeah, we have Serval. Yeah, I mean Jeff Kuiper's another one. No, he didn't have a small garage. He had a really nice garage. I was jealous of his garage.
Tank.
Oh, that's not Hank? Huh?
He said it's Hank.
Oh. Well, hey Hank, when did you get that name? But yeah, Jeff had a really nice garage, much nicer than ours.
Yes.
But we did both manage to,
It's
build
bouncy
panels.
house.
Yeah, he did. He had our own bouncy house he could pull out in the driveway. We didn't have that either. We had a trampoline that had like a 60-foot drop on one side. But the kids, huh?
Visit.
I know. Yeah, Jeff, we need to get together here. But let's see, where were we at?
Driving and
Oh man.
when Window has a play coming up, so that's another chaotic moment. We have more Rotary training coming up. Then we have a training class, and during your training class, I'll be toting Window around for rehearsals and you would think getting rid of one kid we would be less chaotic, but no. I think he brought more help here while he was here.
Let's see, Hank started a small podcast telling my story of the sagas as a seasoned tradesman. Well, go ahead and drop a link in the description in the chat for that. Yeah. Because, yeah, I'd like to listen to that.
Nice. What else is going on?
It really does. It is funny. And I guess, going back to if you're building a panel or you're doing a project, I think just a few weeks ago, I really was looking at the project like, oh my gosh, what have I decided to do? And we are on the downhill side where all of a sudden we can see it put together. We can see, it's like, oh yeah, this is going to go together and it's going to be good. And even, because I kind of had it shoved over in the corner, and the group this week, they were really eyeing it pretty good. That's when you probably built something pretty good. When the thing, it doesn't even, the wires are just hanging in the back of it right now, and everybody's looking at it like, wow, this is pretty nice.
When are we getting to that, Tim? It's like,
Yeah.
not ready. We'll get there. We got Automate in May.
Yeah. Who's going to be at Automate? Put in the chat if you'll be at Automate.
Automate in May. Well, May, you're doing something fun.
I am, guys. And I'm still terrified of it. I'm not terrified of actually doing it. But realistically, Amber and I haven't taken a lot of time off since we started the company. And I am going to do a walk across England with my brother. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm more excited than you guys are, but that's okay. I've been wanting this for you and your brother for a very long time. So I'm really excited, and so I will hold the fort down, and it'll be all good. And I've got plenty of people like Jeff and Hank and others that if something goes haywire, I can call my buds.
Mm-hmm.
And then
this place pretty good. And honestly, that's what I don't do much of the day to day anymore. Amber does. I don't realize it. She does most of it.
I am the keeper of time.
And Tim.
And Tim. And then June you'll get home, and then we'll hop over to Finland.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring my boy home.
Surprised he's not on here. I was just talking to him. Of course it is. Well, no, it's not that late. He must have gone somewhere.
And he is excelling, thriving,
Yeah.
doing a great, has a great group of friends that he hangs out with. And if you're ever parents out there, if you ever want to give your children an experience that is very well organized, and you can be reassured that they're going to be safe, Rotary Youth Exchange.
Yeah. Yeah, it has. And it's been amazing to watch him really grow and just, turn into a real mature young man.
Yeah.
He says he's 6'3" now, so apparently he is older. Older than me, no. Taller than me, not older than me, but yeah. So, yeah.
Well, I've had, last week was just moments and moments of blessings, but I think the cherry on top was going to the grocery store and seeing one of our kids' little friends who's not so little anymore. He's 6'5", and I kept hugging him because it was like hugging my dude, and he knew it. He just kept saying, "Mrs. Wilborne, you want another hug?" Yeah, I do. And then I sat in the parking lot and cried for about 30 minutes, and then got myself together. But it's gonna be good. He will come home, and then we got a lot to figure out. We got a lot to figure out because he probably need to get a job. Probably gonna need to get a job. Need to get him a car. Need to get him back to school for his senior year.
Heck, I got drawing work he used to do. Does he really need a job? I got a lot of catching up to do.
Maybe he can work 2 jobs. I worked 3 during college, and then before we know it, they're going to be back in school.
I know.
Like, I don't think we have much going on in July.
Well, bless you. Ooh, well, bless your heart. Isn't that what people say? Yeah, it is rain. If you are near Virginia, you probably already know it is raining pollen, and
y'all, it is raining pollen.
yes, and yeah, I took my Zyrtec this morning. Did you?
I have not yet.
No, and that's what happens. You got to stay vigilant on the pollen around here. Carlos, do you guys have a Patreon, right? We don't anymore. Let me try and talk about Patreon because I haven't done that. A couple of people have asked about it. I really didn't feel I was giving enough, I guess, value for someone to be a patron. I mean, you got early access to videos, and that was okay. But I don't know. I felt like I needed to do more. So we do have the online courses, and you can sign up for those. They kind of give you a nice little, and here it's the same thing almost, except for we made the courses, which are the videos that you're watching right on this channel, but we put them in a nice outline and made it where you could track which ones you had done, trying to give some more value to it. So yeah, we did close the Patreon out. As far as asking questions, the best place to do it is either in the comments of a relevant video or during one of these live streams. You're more than welcome to, because one, you already noticed Jeff Kyper was even throwing some advice in the chat. You'll get advice from a lot of people, and
And we
or you
have in a while.
yeah,
So we're gonna pick that back up. We got
and
really concentrated on this project, so
we also have some, you can submit questions for the live stream. But yeah, that's the best way, because one, that way you get a lot of different opinions. In fact, I'm gonna be live again later this week, I think. Would that
Thursday, maybe, possibly.
be okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It'd be okay.
Well, I'm just checking with you. I mean, you're the keeper of time.
Thursdays are technically my day off.
Okay,
I
well,
can technically clean the house.
but yeah, so I've had a lot of requests for and I want to call it like a 3 to 4 week, we'll call it a class on, PLCs, mainly for trade schools, where they're going through, electric motors, they're going through, how to maybe, I mean, some of them are even running a small PLC in their HVAC class. So it's not really a PLC programming class. It's more of a, hey, you're going to run into these PLCs and need to learn a little bit. So what I want to do probably this Thursday is I'm going to do a class of getting started in connecting components workbench, and then probably do the basic bit instructions, do counters, timers, and then probably steer us into our sequencing live stream that we did, and see if that'll that's in the end that should be about a 3 to 4 week course. And so I think I want to try to do that to kind of help some of the community colleges out.
A major reprogramming project in Iowa the week before Automate. Oh, before are hoping to be done by Tuesday, the week of Automate, so I could drop in for a day or day on the way home. There's an emoji there.
I mean, and I can't figure out why YouTube has. I mean, I guess I have no idea why YouTube did that. They could put the emoji anywhere, and they put it like right over top of the words. But yeah, hope you can get there, Hank. It's
Yeah.
always good to see you. Hopefully, I'll meet the junior board director someday. And yeah. What else has been happening? I'm trying to remember now. So sometimes all this is like, have we been doing anything? We had to have been, because I haven't seen you.
We've kind of been, well, we've been doing two different training things. We've been doing rotary training, helping them, you're on the training team there, and then our training. And so it's just been,
A lot of different directions.
but really good results.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you haven't seen it, the Festo series has been rolling out. That was another fun one I did. Yeah. Yeah. So
For a week.
the Festo Didactic Met Collab series, they have some really, and here's where, kind of going back to Carlos's question, you know, we could build a conveyor trainer. We could build all those things, but I looked at Festos and I was like, hey, these things are really good.
Work very
Yeah.
well.
And they happen to integrate. I mean, they integrated like almost to a T with our trainers.
It was just easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I did a series on how to really integrate our trainers, and then do some really cool programming ones, from the basics of just starting, stopping a conveyor, to doing some sorting, to really integrating them all together. And then we needed multiple PLCs. So yeah, check that one out. Yeah, definitely check that out. Hank, hey, are you over top of the solar eclipse? Man, that's something I really debated on just suddenly taking a road trip for. But I got thinking, I'm like, every single major highway in that area, I bet will be chaos during that. So actually, last time we saw Jeff Kyper was here. Remember that? Do you remember that, Jeff? Yeah. Could have been.
Oh, I have a
That's
picture of you
yeah,
and
because
the
we're all.
kids looking, but
Yeah, I think you. No, it's him. He's there.
no, it's just you and the kids.
Why did I think that was them?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, never mind, Jeff. I guess you weren't here for the solar eclipse.
Because you had a welding helmet on, and then the kids made stuff out of homemade stuff out of boxes,
No,
cereal
okay.
boxes, or one had a.
All right. Jeff says no. That was not all right. My timeline. Well, there's why she's the keeper of time. My timeline is way off, apparently. Oh, I do remember. Dan and Dakota were up here during it.
Yeah, Dan and Dakota were
Yeah.
here. Yeah,
Yeah, because it did. It got really dark for a little bit.
yeah.
Really fun, Hank. That'll be great.
I think that's it.
Yeah. So what else is going out there in everybody's world? 'Cause, yeah, really. That's that. I don't. Actually, we have quite a few new series. We're making some modifications to our other machine trainer. Those will be fun. We're making doing more of we have some basic motor brakes, and we're going to try to make it where you can actually learn about testing motors and probably do some videos on testing motors with that. So, hey, Tim, I love your videos. Wish my company would send me to Florida. What's in Florida?
We're in Virginia,
Yeah, we're in Virginia.
where it's raining pollen.
Yeah, it's raining pollen. You're probably right. The weather's probably a whole lot better in Florida right now. Yeah, I mean, you even noticed everybody was kind of sinusy this week. And it was like,
Yeah, Virginia.
yeah, come on up. Yeah, it's a little bit further of a drive from Florida, but yeah.
I don't think there's anything else going on. I can't really think of anything else.
No, no.
My birthday's in 2 weeks from today.
Yes. Everybody can wish her a happy birthday on her birthday on LinkedIn. Find her profile. Okay. Well, Kevin, you're not that far then. Actually, two people last week were from Pennsylvania.
What part of Pennsylvania? Because like Pittsburgh or Philadelphia's like what, 6 hours?
In Pittsburgh's four-ish. I mean, the southern tip of Pennsylvania,
No,
probably two and a
Pittsburgh's more
half.
like 7.
Okay.
Hanover.
Don't know where Hanover is. Probably. I'm geographically challenged.
Right across the line.
Okay, then yeah, it's not that far. You're a little bit. We're in southwestern Virginia, so it'd still be a little bit of a drive.
Too.
It is a pretty drive.
You should try to get a fall class.
Well, you're going to get a fall class right now.
Because we don't have anything else
Yeah,
available.
there are a few seats. There's a few seats left in each one of them, but I was surprised. I was like, man,
It's like one of those chicken fights, like in the ring. You've got two people fighting for this one spot, so
yeah,
fall for sure.
yeah. It's funny. I totally get the airlines now. That's one thing everybody gets upset because sometimes all of a sudden you get there and you find out the plane is overbooked. Well, people are constantly moving out of classes. Like, oh, I had this come up. Can I delay this class? Or hey, my approval's not going to come to this. So we have 8 seats, but honestly, we probably do start off with 10 people in each class because we know a couple of them are going to move out. And it's like, all right,
Life.
yeah,
Life
life
happens.
happens. Yeah. All right. Well, there's our 30-minute mark, and yeah, I think we have pretty much called up. So yeah, I think this Thursday I will do a live stream on Connected Components Workbench. So be looking out for a notification on it. And yes, it was great talking to everybody.
See
See ya.